Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. God bless you. This is Daily Victory, and my name is Bishop Feb Idahosa. It is my pleasure to be your host today. I'm so glad that we are spending some time together, and I'm here to just speak a word of blessing over you and speak a prayer over you today as we enter into the brand new year. Are you excited? Because I am very, very excited. I'm happy that God has brought us into a brand new year. Now, of course, the new year is just a date, but the truth is, it's a time to refresh your minds, a time to reset, a time to think. And as our theme for this year goes, it tells us to run with the vision. I want to just encourage you to run with the vision that God has put into your heart. Run with the vision that God has given to Victory. Run with the vision that God has set in front of you, because many times we lose that vision and we seem to think it's not possible anymore to come back to it. But I want to encourage you as the year begins, this fresh week, this brand new week, this brand new year, run with the vision. Now, I'm excited today because we're talking about first fruits, and we're continuing, as Pastor Gary shared with us at the beginning, on the theme of first fruits. Now, first fruits is something that people don't understand too much. So what I'm going to do is I want to talk about first fruits over the next few days. And I hope you join us as we share some of these biblical truths. Now, we're not going to just give you one verse or just talk about that in passing. I want to give you a foundation that helps you to understand what first fruits really is about. Now, the first fruits concept comes from the Bible, and it really begins in the book of Genesis. In Genesis 4, the Bible talks about how Cain and Abel both brought offerings to God. And now, when we're talking in the Bible about first fruits, you hear it many times, but the Bible talks about this in several ways. And one concept that's used to help us understand the Bible or understand hermeneutics, that's a big word, isn't it? Hermeneutics. If you use that, let me give you a tip. If you hear someone talking, just throw the word in hermeneutics. I've been studying hermeneutics, just use that word in there. And they'll either think you're pretentious or they'll think, wow, he knows a lot. Either way, no, I'm just kidding. I do want to just talk to you about that. Hermeneutics talks about how we translate or understand meaning. And one of the concepts about hermeneutics talks about this. It talks about the law of first mention. And when a word or a phrase or a concept is mentioned first in the Bible, it sort of sets you up for how the rest of it is going to follow. So the concept of first fruits, it begins really in Genesis chapter 4, when we hear about the offerings or the first fruits or the first givings of Cain and Abel. Now, of course, you remember when you were a young man or young woman in Sunday school, where they came and they brought their offerings to God. Cain brought his offering to God, and it was not accepted. And Abel brought his offering to God, and the Bible says that God smiled on his offering, or God respected his first fruits, or God accepted his offerings. Now, this is very, very important because this is mentioned here. And I want to just give you some concepts about Abel's offerings that made sense to me when I was trying to understand it and helped to give the precedent for how offerings should be given. So there's three words that the Bible uses in Genesis 4 to describe Abel's offerings. They all begin with the letter F. And I heard Dr. Mensa Otabo talk about this, and I want to just share what they mean. He says in Genesis 4 that Abel brought the first fruits or the firstborn of his flocks and their fat. So if you look in that verse, you'll see three things. He brought the firstborn. That means he brought the firstborn, the first animal, the first that came out of his flock. So his flock was what he did. That was what he spent his time doing. He tended his flock. He took care of sheep. So that's the first part. Then it says he gave of the fat, which means he gave of the best ones. So those three words right there kind of set up what it means or how he gave his offering. And what it really points to is the heart from which he gave. And I'll share more about that maybe tomorrow in the next teaching on first fruits. But let's go back to these three words, okay? He gave us of his first fruits. That means he took the firstborn of the animals that he was rearing. And then he gave of his flocks, giving us the thoughts or the example that is from what he was doing. So from his career, so to speak, from his work that he was doing, from the work of his hands. So he's not giving from Cain's offering, from what Cain does for a living. He gives from what he does for a living. And that sets up the concept that lets us know this. If you're going to give of the first, give out of your flocks, so to speak, which means what do you do for a living? What do you do with your hands? What's the work of your hands? What's the thing that you do that brings income to you? It's from that that we give to God. God's not expecting you to say, okay, I'm going to look for something else that I don't know about. Let me try and struggle. No, he says, out of what you do, give from what comes back to you to me. Now, I was listening to Miles Monroe once, and he said this, that God is not asking you just for a part of it, because the Bible tells us that the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. Meaning this, everything really belongs to God. So the truth is, you're just giving God a part of what he's already given to you. So your flocks, the work of your hands, your career, the things you do, the truth is that's what God has given to you. And you're bringing back a part of that to honor him. So when you stop thinking about it as, oh, it's something I'm being forced to do, or this is something that's coming to me, I don't really want to do it, but you think about it from the perspective that God already gave this to me. So out of what he gave to me, I'm bringing a portion to him to say, God, this is my offering. This is a part of what I've done. I'm giving to you as my seed, as my gift from my heart to honor you. See, the mindset changes when it goes from, oh, I'm being forced to do this, I don't really want to do this, to, God, you've blessed me. You've given everything I have to me. Without you, I would have nothing. And from what I have, I'm bringing back a portion to honor you. Now, see, that mindset is one that is a heart of gratitude. And of course, God will honor that. God will accept that. God will take that as an offering. And like Abel's offering, it came up to God as a sweet smelling savor. Now that is the mindset from which we expect all of us to think about first fruits. It is the first of what has come to me. So as the year begins, I'm giving God the first in my hand. Maybe of my increase. If you look in the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, it mentions giving to God of the first of your increase. And that is a different mindset than one that says, why am I doing this? You see, many times people get into a controversy and they begin to say first fruits or tithes or offerings. Why do I need to give to God? Why do I need to give to the church? Why do I need to give to the pastor? And that mindset all of a sudden now is thinking it is what you've done, what you have, that you want to give, and you're trying to say, where does it go? And that is not what it's about. So I want to just bring us back to the beginning, to the mindset that says, I give of my first. I give of my flock, which is what I do. And I give of the fat of it. The fat means it's the best of it. It's the thing that I say, God, I want to honor you with this. And when you put all that together, it gives you a mindset that says, I want to honor God. So I hope this has helped you with understanding. We're back again tomorrow to share more on the first fruits and to share more about this concept that I hope will help you understand. You're giving to God from what you have, from what he's blessed you with already, as a mark of honor. And just like Abel's offering, it will be acceptable to God. May God bless you as we think about what God is doing. I want to remind you as we close today that we have a call that you can join after the broadcast. And the number to call, if you're in the U.S., is area code 302-561-6767. If you are in Canada, call the number 709-500-6767. Please, you can share this broadcast on social media. You can share it with your friends. Remind them. So if they don't have an understanding of first fruit, you can share this with them and it'll help them to kind of get together. So let's come back again tomorrow and we'll share more about this. God bless you. Don't forget to give and text donate to 302-324-5400 and give to Victory Experience. God bless you. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. And God bless you in this new year.
Hi, I'm Pastor Laurie Idahosa. It's great to see you today, and I'm excited to tell you about what's happening on January 20th. I want you to get out your calendar, get out your phone, wherever you save important dates, and I want you to put down January 20th. On January 20th, I'm going to be leading the New Beginnings Breakfast this year. And I need you to come support me. Okay. My dad has done this for the last 40 years. It has always been Pastor Gary Whetstone's New Beginnings Breakfast. And he's entrusting me to lead the New Beginnings Breakfast. I'm kind of excited about it because for me, that's a big sign of trust coming from our founding pastor. And not just that, but God has put a word in my spirit that I believe is going to transform your life. This is our year that we're running with the vision. And we're going to be talking very clearly and specifically about how to run with the vision in different areas of your life. We're going to be taking some very detailed time and working our understanding of vision, working our understanding of dreams and of goals and of direction and of focus. And I'm excited about sharing this season with you because I believe that January 20th is going to change your life. I believe that January 20th is going to set you on a trajectory where you are not going to fail in the things that God has called you to do. So listen up. We're going to be there January 20th, 8 o'clock starts our breakfast, and then 9 o'clock starts the meeting proper. Now, we're probably going to start praise and worship sometime around 8:45. So come on out at 8 o'clock, fellowship with us, have some free food. But then by 9 o'clock, we're going to get deep into the Word of God, and it is going to be life transforming. So be with us, be with me on January 20th. And I encourage you that this year's New Beginnings Breakfast is for you. It's for your children. It's for your teenagers. It's for your family. It's going to be relatable. It's going to be understandable. And it's going to be something where you can easily implement what we're teaching into your daily life. So we'll see you on January 20th. Mark that in your calendar, 8 o'clock, and I will see you there. God bless you. I love you.